Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, dear students, hello and welcome to our lesson today, in which we will be studying useful skills such as skimming, scanning, and summarizing, which means that our lesson today will be on the reading comprehension skill. Dear student, you have to be an active reader. Active reading means reading with a purpose. You have a question in your mind, and you need to find the answer to that question. And by the end of this video, you will be able to decide what happened to three different people: Robbie, Daryl, and Harry. Before we start to answer the questions, remember that you have to look at the pictures as they give you a good idea about the text. Look at the title or titles. Read the first sentence of each paragraph to get its main idea. Now listen to our three characters, Robbie, Daryl, and Harry, telling us about their most embarrassing moments.
I don't know why things that embarrass me keep happening to me. Just the other day, I was walking down the street with my friend from college when I ran into my history teacher. I decided to say hello, so I looked at him with a big smile on my face and walked towards him. He didn't seem to recognize me, so as he was walking past me, I called his name. He finally turned around but had an alarmed look as if something was about to go terribly wrong. Then suddenly I felt like someone had hit me in the face with a brick. I was shocked for a moment, and then I realized I had walked into a lamppost. I couldn't believe it, and all I wanted to do was to run away as fast as I could. My teacher tried not to laugh, but my friends burst out laughing. If I had known things would turn out this way, I would have stayed at home. I had made a total fool of myself. Robbie.
I thought it would be a normal school day, just like all the rest. But it sure wasn't. I was late, so I had to run all the way to school. As I sat down, I noticed a peculiar smell. Soon enough, the other students went wild, asking each other where it was coming from. The teacher was getting annoyed because he hates interruptions, and the smell seemed to be getting worse. It seemed to be coming from under my desk, where my bag was. So I opened the bag and, to my horror, I realized what it was. You see, about a week before, my mum had made me a cheese sandwich, which I had forgotten all about. The only solution was to get rid of it fast. So, as my teacher turned his back to write something on the board, I slowly took the sandwich out of my bag, making an effort not to be noticed. However, one of the boys saw me and ruined everything, as he couldn't help telling everyone, "Daryl's the one! He's got a smelly sandwich!" Everyone looked at me, of course, and started laughing. They made fun of me for weeks afterwards, which drove me up the wall. Daryl.
I was over at a friend's house and we were having a great time. Then some of the boys started telling scary stories. As one of my friends stood in the middle of the room with the lights off, telling his story, I thought it was time for me to play one of my jokes on them. First, I needed to find a torch, so I went into the kitchen. Then I went outside using the back door so that nobody would see me. My plan was to get in through the living room window holding the torch and pretend to be a burglar in order to scare my friends. That, I thought, would definitely scare everybody. Unfortunately, as I was climbing in through the window, I fell down and landed on a cactus. Tom, one of my friends, turned on the lights and everyone went outside to see what was going on. There was a moment of silence and then everybody started laughing. I must admit that at first I just wanted the ground to open and swallow me up. But then I started laughing too. Harry.
Now read the text carefully, scan again, and write R for Robbie, D for Daryl, or H for Harry for the statements below. First statement. It took me a while to realize what had happened. It took this person a long time to realize what had happened. And this is very clear in the text. As I sat down, I noticed a peculiar smell. Soon enough, the other students went wild, asking each other where it was coming from. The following statement: I was trying to greet someone. I decided, line number 3, to say hello, so I looked at him with a big smile on my face and walked towards him. He didn't seem to recognize me, so as he was walking past me, I called his name. Sentence number 3, I enjoyed what happened as much as the others. That's Harry. What is the evidence? The evidence from the passage, last 2 lines. I must admit that at first I just wanted the ground to open and swallow me up, but then I started laughing too. Sentence number 4, I wanted to get away, and that's the evidence. All I wanted to do was to run away as fast as I could. The following sentence, number 5, I was annoyed by the way the others reacted. That's Daryl. And here comes the evidence from the passage. They made fun of me for weeks afterwards, which drove me up the wall. Which drove me up the wall means which annoyed me. Finally, I was trying to do something funny when the accident happened. And the evidence from the passage? It was time for me to play one of my jokes on them. That's his plan, was to get in through the living room window, holding something to scare them. Now we move on to the matching exercise. You have 6 important words and expressions, and you need to match them to their meanings. Pause the video and take your time to find the correct answer to the question before you look at the answer. Finally, which of the 3 situations do you think was the most embarrassing and why? Was it Robbie's lamppost? Was it Daryl's smelly bag? Or finally, was it Harry's cactus? Thank you. Goodbye.